Hi there and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. I am Byron. And we are on the new Las Vegas, New Vegas. It amounts to the same, but the game says it's New Vegas. On the strip. I actually did something between the videos. I used the console command to summon up it's a miscellaneous, right? My Vault 13 canteen. It's back. I don't know where it went, but I have it back. Yay! And just to be sure, I don't know.
Ooh, got something good for me?
I don't know, will you
Isn't it
keep
yet?
your Fist of Raw? Let's hope you keep your Fist of Raw. Otherwise I might have to reload. Let's enter the Ultra-Luxe.
Beg your pardon, but could I trouble you to turn over your weapons?
Sure, here you go.
My deepest apologies for the slightest inconvenience. You have my assurance that everything will be returned upon your departure. But we simply can't have anyone waving their weapons around in the hotel. It's not the atmosphere we wish to cultivate. Please, enjoy your stay.
Where did you take my weapons?
They'll be handled with the utmost security in our bank.
I surely hope so.
Pleasure speaking to you.
You seem to be carrying a weapon too, though. And hey, they're carrying weapons, how come?
Bitter Springs. A name like that could have only brought bad luck.
Veronica, der Lancaster.
You watch yourself around, Mr. Gunderson.
Sure thing. That's Mr. Gunderson, eh? It's stealing when I sit on the chair. Okay, let's talk to him.
Beg your pardon, stranger, but I'm looking for someone. You ain't seen a young man with dark brown hair and a white hat on lately, have you?
No, I haven't.
Ain't nobody got one darn piece of news about my boy. Not one lousy speck of information. Ain't got one Brahmin unaccounted for across a dozen ranches. But I'm here for an hour and my own son just up and disappears on me.
So you're a ranger.
Yep, got a whole mess of Brahmins to my name. Bighorners, too. Used to just have the one ranch, but land was easy to grab before the soldiers moved in. Before I knew it, I was running one of the biggest ranching operations east of California. Now, everywhere I go, folks I never even met shake my hand and call me Mr. Gunderson. Don't quite know what to make of that.
Why is your bodyguard allowed to have a gun?
Made me a special arrangement with the hotel. They want to do business with me, they got to play by my rules. A lot of people out there resent success. Might want to take a swipe at me. This makes them think twice. If I'd have been thinking, though, I'd have had him watching my boy instead. Then none of this would have happened.
You lost your son?
My boy, Ted. He was right here. I didn't leave him but a minute. I told him to stay put while I talked some things over with the White Glove folks. He was never one to stay tied down to a spot, though. Gets that from his mother. Got most of my staff out looking for him now. I'd be out myself, but I keep hoping he'll show up back here. Of course, if he does that, I'll whoop him till his skinny hide turns to leather for putting me through this. But that don't mean I wouldn't be grateful.
What business did you have here at the hotel?
That's between me and the White Glove Society.
That's fair.
But let's just say they control the food supply around here, and I got lots of food to give. But that ain't as welcome as you might think.
Did you say something about a white glove?
That's what they call themselves, the folk that run this place. They're the ones dressed all fancy with their bow ties and shiny dresses. Some of them got masks, too. Real hard to trust folks like that. A couple of them show their faces, and that's who I do my business with. I don't talk to none of the other ones.
Let me help you find your son.
I'd be more than happy to have you. Heck, I'll hire anybody with a pair of legs and at least one good eye at this point. There'd be a lot of money in it for you if you can get him back to me safe. And if he ain't, you can bet I'll pay for the names of the sons of bitches responsible.
Goodbye.
I'll be here.
Okay, we have a new quest. Get Ted back to his father if he's still alive. Ask around the Ultra-Luxe for information regarding Ted Gunderson's disappearance. This is a rather complicated one. The quest, I mean. Hi.
Those fiend junkies
Howdy.
over at...
Welcome to Top Shelf. The drinks cost twice as much during happy hour, but they draw twice the attention, too.
Let me see what you have for sale. And isn't happy hour supposed to be the other way around? I should know, I just come from a bar and had a few drinks there. A nice cocktail. And some nice things to eat. Goodbye.
Pleasure speaking to you.
All three have been taking some hits. I say kill them all.
So we have to go into this direction.
It seems that the territories are about to blow up.
Marjorie has done a remarkable job managing the restoration of this place. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's decent. Looks better than most casinos, I'll give you that. You're the cashier. Oops. Let's not go in there. That would not end well.
Good day.
Why is everyone around here dressed up and wearing masks?
Those are all members of the White Glove Society. Our founder Marjorie gave us all a dress code. There's only one rule to it. In her words, we must dress in such a way that no one can be said to have dressed better than us. As for the masks, I'm not allowed to tell you. We're sworn to secrecy. Actually, that's not true. That's just what we're supposed to say. I think Marjorie likes them for the mystery they create, and the way they make it clear that we're different from everyone else. But you didn't hear that from me.
Where's your mask?
Must have forgotten to put it on. How embarrassing.
I'm looking for someone.
Oh, well, it's a big hotel. You should talk to Marjorie. She's in charge, and she can probably help you find anyone you might need. She usually works at the front of the Gourmand. She likes to see how people respond to it. You can get to the Gourmand from the lobby here. It's a big set of double doors on the first floor of the eastern side. Can't miss it.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Okay. That would be this one, right? You, Marjorie?
Welcome to the Ultra-Luxe. I do hope it exceeds your every expectation.
Do you work here?
I do, but one can hardly call it work. I think of myself as a caretaker rather than a common laborer. I suppose it is a labor of love if it can be called labor at all. We at the White Glove Society are all responsible for maintaining the beauty and class of the Ultra-Luxe. And as its founder, I suppose it falls to me to decide how we go about it.
Heck Gunderson said he was here to talk business with you. What business?
What else? Mr. Gunderson and I have been discussing his livestock. It's put us in a rather delicate position, you see, his coming here. Not that we aren't grateful for his generous offer. But our executive chef, Philippe, has transformed ramen steak into a delicacy. He really is a genius. Everyone wants it. But a delicacy is just that, delicate. If everyone can get it, it ceases to be a delicacy. It becomes a perfectly ordinary staple. And if the gourmand served staples, it would no longer draw the caliber of people it deserves. It would be a diner or a family restaurant. So as much as we'd all love for there to be enough steak for everyone, I'm afraid there are more important things to consider.
I'm looking for someone who went missing here recently.
This again? I thought this was all settled. I answered every one of that investigator's questions to his satisfaction and gave all the help I could. I know our reputation hasn't always been spotless, but that's all in the past now. How some people can't get over it is beyond me. For the last time, The White Glove Society has never and will never consume human flesh for any reason. It's written in the charter.
Excuse me? The White Glove Society used to eat human flesh?
Now, didn't I already tell you that we don't do that sort of thing? We do not engage in cannibalism here under any circumstances. Though we haven't always been the White Glove Society. There was another time, a dark time, when we went by a different name. But that's all changed now. We've evolved past such base impulses since settling into our new home. I've seen to it that those days are behind us.
Who did you talk about the disappearance?
There was an investigator who came through here last week. He'd been hired by a young man whose bride-to-be went missing during their stay here. Well, you can already guess what probably happened, can't you? It seems perfectly likely that she got cold feet and ran off. And that young groom just didn't have a clue, the poor dear.
Is there any way I could talk to the investigator?
Why, yes, I think so, if he hasn't checked out yet, that is. I had our maitre d' Mortimer offer him a complimentary room for as long as it took for him to be satisfied. You see, the White Glove Society remains the very picture of courtesy, even in the face of such impolite accusations. We have nothing to hide here.
I'm investigating someone else, a man, and he just recently went missing.
A man? Well, then this can't be. 2 disappearances in my hotel? What will people say? I'm going to have a word with my staff about security on the premises. Whether these people are found or not, our guests simply must feel safe in their own rooms.
Goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Okay, so we talk to Mortimer. Oh, the bathhouse. Interesting.
Did you know the strip's all stirred up lately?
So here we actually have Mortimer. Let's quick save. Oh, I was actually pushing the wrong button.
How may I be of service, sir?
Marjorie said you gave a free room to a private investigator.
Private investigator. Ah, yes, I remember the gentleman. This was about the missing bride. Such an awful thing. I do hope he finds her whereabouts. If I might pry, have you found something that will help his investigation?
Actually, I just need to speak with him.
Of course, of course. Now, ordinarily, we don't give out guest information, but I think given the circumstances, he'll want to speak with you. Let's see. He hasn't checked out yet. If you head back to the hotel rooms, his will be 1 floor directly above you after you exit the lobby. I hope we can put this whole matter to rest at last.
Okay. Do you have any work that needs to be done?
No, not from the likes of you, I'm afraid. I don't think you'd have the stomach for it. Better look elsewhere.
What can you tell me about the organization?
My, such a popular question. I suppose it is only natural to see us and wonder what it is that makes us special. The White Glove Society has only just made itself known to the public, of course, but our pedigree was established over generations. Were we always so refined? I'd be lying if I said yes. But I've always felt we were destined for a place atop modern society. And now, here we are. Not everyone can wear the finest clothes and eat the finest foods, obviously. That's just the reality we live in. But surely we can agree that the most tasteful, sophisticated people are the most deserving. And that's what the White Glove Society is all about.
I've heard your group dines on human flesh.
Ah, yes. I've heard that one too. Jealous people say such nasty things. I feel sorry for them.
I too know what it is to feel the craving. How can I support your cause?
Good. And you know what it is to be discreet in matters of nutrition. Perhaps you can help me. I'm in a bind. I've been planning an exquisite society dinner, but there's a bit of a problem with the main course. He's got a powerful and temperamental father.
Uh-huh. The main cause is a person?
Yes, the wrong person. We scouted the right one for weeks. The heir to a mercantile empire. Sort of a black sheep. He cut ties with his family and left their estate to wander. He was ideal, corn-fed and well-to-do, but no one to miss him if he were to disappear. Unfortunately, the trap my subordinates set for him failed, and as he escaped, he saw their faces. Now he's wary.
What did you do?
I asked for a last-minute replacement, and they stole the son of the most dangerous Brahmin baron in New Vegas while he stayed at this very hotel. Needless to say, this could be a disaster if things aren't put back the way they should be. And I still need somebody reputable to serve for dinner. Strictly speaking, we're no longer allowed to eat people. But I'm hoping the right person and preparation might sway Marjorie to see things my way.
Tell me what I need to do.
I need a replacement. And I need the boy taken care of. The replacement must be healthy and well-bred. One can't very well make steak from gristle. With so little time, we'll have to go after our original choice, Carlisle St. Clair. He lives in a shack north of here. For freshness, we need him alive. If you could send him here or knock him out with this, and drag him into the dumpster next to his house, we can do the rest.
What about the boy you kidnapped?
Ted Gunderson is his name. It would be simplest if we could convince him this was all an unfortunate misunderstanding. But if he won't listen, we can't very well let him go. He'll have to be slaughtered and served. Then we wouldn't need the replacement. But you would need to deal with his father, Heck. Perhaps if you could smear some of Ted's blood around his father's hotel room, you could frame him.
Couldn't Heck just claim intruders killed his son?
No. Everyone he meets, he tells the same story. That his son disappeared from the casino, not from his room. He'll look guilty.
Okay, I'll do the job you proposed. Where do I find Ted Gunderson?
Splendid, splendid. The boy is being held in the kitchen beneath the gourmand. Here are some keys that will allow you access to him. The elder Gunderson is staying in our penthouse. I understand he's hired security, so be careful if you go up there. And our Mr. St. Clair resides to the north. He rarely strays far from his house, and he's surrounded it with booby traps.
You could also use your companion. I'm not going to do that.
Indeed.
So, now we know what this is all about. It's not funny. So we go to this investigator's room. Okay, we're armed. There's a gambler. Let's drink some water. Oh, that's the investigator. Here's a matchbook.
I'm not even like that.
What? Where did you come from? Great. So, what did we get? Mm-hmm. Sneaky, sneaky. No, actually, I want this. Daddy's home. Steam room, 4 p.m. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, what's on the telly? Gamblers and travelers.
Our rangers are gonna show everyone what happens when we're pissed off.
You're NCR,
Have
I
you seen
take.
them? Our rangers are the finest men alive.
You seem to be a fan. Let's go to the bathhouse. Out of order. Yoo-hoo! It's not it's radiated. No, it would be it's not irradiated, but it would be considered stealing if I drank that water. Really? Okay.
Are running for their lives. That'll show everyone what we do to our I've heard that Securitrons are nastier than ever.
This is where I want to be.
Hello.
Okay, 4 p.m. it says. It's 3 a.m.
Who are you?
Okay, you first.
You don't know? Good, that's good. So they didn't send you after me. Where's the gentleman I'm supposed to meet?
He couldn't make it, so he sent me instead.
The devil he did? He was supposed to meet me days ago. Are you in Mortimer's employ then?
No, I'm trying to find a different missing person and ran across the man's body.
Oh my goodness me. They must know he was talking to someone on the inside. They'll be watching everyone closer now. I knew this was a mistake.
Who are you afraid of?
Mortimer. If he realizes it was me the investigator was planning to meet, he'll have me killed.
So is Mortimer behind the disappearances?
Yes. The White Glove Society strictly forbids eating humans. But we weren't always the White Glove Society. Mortimer and some of the others have regressed to the old ways. They've taken many people over the last few months, but always from Freeside or secluded places where they wouldn't be missed. It wasn't enough. Lately they've gone for tourists here on the Strip, even in the hotel. I guess that's the hazard of a cannibal becoming a gourmet. It's hard to please a refined palate.
What were you supposed to discuss here?
The girl, the one who disappeared. I know what happened to her.
How do you know what happened to the girl?
Because I distracted her fiancé while they took her. Well, I'm not proud of it, but I had to. They could see I was having second thoughts. Some of the White Gloves began meeting privately a while back. Started talking about how we'd lost our identity. I started attending because I thought it was about changing our politics. Then they started talking about returning to the old ways, and there was no way out. They'd kill me for the things I heard them say.
What about Ted Gunderson?
He's alive, as far as I know. We're trying to keep him fresh. Mortimer has special plans for him. The White Glove Society has a banquet every night at 7. It's in our private section. Mortimer wants to reintroduce humans into our cuisine. Since eating people is a crime we punish by death, he's going to do it in secret. After everyone has eaten it, he'll tell them. With no real way to punish everyone, in Mortimer's mind anyway, their minds will be open to the idea of eating people as a delicacy.
Where are they keeping Ted?
I don't know exactly. I wasn't in on it. I think some of them have stopped trusting me. But you can bet they're keeping him near the gourmand. Our chef, Philippe, has an obsession with fresh ingredients. It'd be back in the members-only section, so you'll have to be careful. Don't be seen, and more importantly, don't let them see Ted in the open. It's guarded both at the lobby entrance and in the access tunnels leading from the main restaurant.
Anything you can do to help me?
I could sponsor you as an honorary member. The White Gloves are always looking for people who can elevate their status. You'd certainly fit the bill with everything you've done around here. Otherwise, you'll have to find some way to get inside quietly. It won't be easy, and it'll be harder still to get them out.
Any suggestions on how to get Ted out?
Well, they'll all be sampling pre-war wines before the meal. Maybe it's as simple as drugging them. Although that wouldn't stop any future kidnappings. You'd have to expose Mortimer, but he's going to confess anyway. What if his revelation were a lie? What if no one had eaten human flesh but him? If you could somehow replace Philippe in the kitchen and serve a convincing substitute instead, you could walk Ted right through the middle of that room after Mortimer speaks, and then he'd have some explaining to do. Philippe has been trying to approximate the taste of human flesh for years. He must have a recipe somewhere.
Ted's father's a wealthy man. With his resources, this should be easy to stop.
That may be true, but I wouldn't recommend it. He's built a reputation, and it isn't for calmness and impartiality. He's not what he looks like. They call him Hurricane Heck. The man built his empire by hiring mercenaries to drive off the competition. Lately, he's been attacking our Brahmin suppliers so he can take over their business. He's the sort to pound in a nail with a wrecking ball. If you give him the whole story on this, he'd be liable to raise the entire hotel. And God knows what he'd do to the rest of the strip.
Why wouldn't they punish Mortimer for the deception?
They might, but to him, the legacy of returning to the old ways is worth his own life. I don't think he expects it, though. I don't either. Nothing is more important to the society than being on the cutting edge of New Vegas cuisine. Mortimer's idea will appeal to that need. He just has to get them over the taboo.
Okay. Goodbye.
Let's plan on meeting again as soon as... Wait, did you hear something? Were you followed?
I don't know. He's just still dead. How did that work? Trouble, trouble. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, we have to get down.
Those Legion elite troops are bad blood.
We have to get down somehow. I guess since we're
How do you fare?
dressed as a member of the White Society, we just go through.
The torching is Philippe's idea. Brilliant, no?
Yes, very brilliant. That leads to the kitchen.
You, what do you think you're doing?
Mortimer sent me to move the kid. Thinks one of his own might betray him.
First he's too trusting, now he doesn't trust any of us. It addles the senses. I suppose caution is the desirable course at this point. It's all of our necks if something goes afoul.
Well, fooled you. Actually, we don't have that much time. So I guess we go back up to the kitchen and take a closer look there. Okay, but we will do that in the next video. So thanks for watching and see you soon.